Laurie, good morning to you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Let's get straight into the reasons to be bullish right now. What's the big one?
So the big one's coming from our valuation model, which is saying if inflation continues to moderate and we get a little bit of interest rate relief, the multiple can be higher than many people assume. That's been a very controversial discussion that we've had. I'll tell you the other model that we have that's starting to shift is our economic model. Typically 0 to 2% is a weak range in terms of GDP for the stock market. That's what we've currently got baked into the 5150. But if you look on Bloomberg, and look at where the consensus is, it's moved up from 1.6% mid-February to 2% now. So the economic excitement that's coming out, I think, is another reason to get excited about stocks now.
It's funny that you went to multiples first, and I imagine the pushback you get is because a lot of people that have come on this program, even those who have upgraded stocks, they're bullish on the earnings. They often don't talk about bigger multiples expanding. Where does that come from?
So, you know, it's funny. It comes from the summer of 2022, and I was building a new valuation model, and I had a lot of clients who frankly said to me, you know, if inflation is X and interest rates are Y, what should the PE be? And I said, oh, I have a little model that shows this. You know, it's more of a compass than a GPS, but it tells you can argue for, you know, multiples in the low 20s on a trailing basis, right, not a forward basis. And people thought that was interesting. Eventually, people said, what happens if you flex GDP assumptions? So we threw GDP into the model. And we actually found that if you look post-COVID, GDP is having a positive correlation with PE multiples. We haven't seen that in every decade. Our model goes back to the 60s, but there have been certain decades like the 80s and 90s where that did exist. So we think the things that are driving PEs are changing, and it's a very, very different dynamic than what we saw post-GFC. I think a lot of people are looking at post-GFC rules of the road, and that's really just kind of outdated, to be honest.